always just running into you like this. Honestly, I have to count my lucky stars for how miraculous this event is. For you see, I didn't think I would see you again. In fact, I warned you. I told you not to come into the vicinity of this entire state. And yet, you dared take a vacation here. Little did you know, I'm like a shark. I smell your blood miles away. So, now that you're sitting comfortably, all roped up and whatnot, we're gonna begin with me helping you. You see, I know that you have a lot of sleeping problems, and I know that that often, impairs you from thinking clearly, hence why you're in the state again. So I'm going to, have you ever heard of ASMR? Do you know how it triggers some like tingly, some like sensations in the scalp? Have you ever heard of spidey senses? We're gonna do a combo of both of them, you see. I'm going to trigger in you feelings in your scalp that warn you, go away. So, the first trigger I'm going to be working on you is, of course, this favorite of mine. Have you met little Flintstone here? Flintstone enjoys sneezing a lot. You see, that is, it's not guns that kill people. It's guns sneezing that kill people. So, I don't know if you've ever been in contact with a gun, let alone one from the 1800s, or rather, 1798 if I must be correct. But I will assure you these are rusty. They're not accurate, and they do leave the person gangrenous and bleeding. So, let's just enjoy little Flintstone here for a little while. Shooting you? What gave you that impression? I'm just gonna sneeze this bullet right into your leg. Hope you get gangrene and die very slowly. Are you ready? Of course you are. Here. Don't move, just kidding. You can't move. You've been tied up. I'm going to just pop a cap right in your leg. 1, I'm trying to help you here. Get ready for those golden slumbers. 2, 3, let me just silence it a little bit. There we go. Oh, I know you'd scream if the tape wasn't so tightly secured. I am thorough in my, what is it called? Promises, let's say. You see, when you said, is that a threat or a promise? Trust me, I told you clearly it was a promise. And if I learned anything from Barney, it is that you should never break a promise. Now, for the next form of sleep-inducing torture, I am going to be just merely taking advantage of my Martha Stewart collection here. You see, this beautiful silver knife really has been underused. I have been eating out far too much, and by eating out, I'm eating at random restaurants that aren't allowing me to bring my own knives. You see, when they tell me, bring your money, I think, well, I paid money for this, so I might as well just bring this too. But no, they mean just bring your wallet, and I don't appreciate that. So, I'm just going to, can you hear how sharp that is? I would give myself a good 2 if it wasn't for the fact that my skin is impenetrable. So, right now, I will let you decide where exactly you get to choose where I get to stab you. Anywhere in the body, just show me by some sign. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't. I forget. So, instead I'm going to just take, I'm gonna make sure that that option is off the table, and I'm just going to, let me just give you a little bit of an analysis here. I already shot you in the thigh, so I think we should get away from the thigh and spread the pain out a little more evenly. So instead, I think I'm going to stab you right here and right here. That way, it not only dulls your entire arm, but actually no, because there's another little trick I'm gonna do later on. Instead, I'm just gonna stab you right on your side. That's a good, no, better yet. Yes, why am I such a genius? I'll just slit your throat just a little bit here on the gangular, or jugular. I'm a doctor. So, keep still. Don't freak out, don't freak out. This is merely a relaxing, gentle treatment. I cannot stand tears. They really get me out of a relaxed mood. So I'm just going to just slice you just a little bit, just to, oh, yes. Now feel the warmth of the blood dripping down your neck, and let that just make you feel really cozy right now. Let that just make you feel right at home. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create more blood. You see, don't let this Russian hat fool you. This is a blunt object, and this is a blunt microphone, hence why it's wearing a Russian hat. So I'm going to merely just give you a little boink on the head, and by a little I mean a huge, and by a boink I mean boink. And I'm going to just put a dent inside your skull. That will affect your brain, and it will, you know, cause more blood to come out, which will induce a more warm and inviting environment for you. So keep still. Just kidding. Keep still. Do you get it? Oh god, that joke never gets old. I'm just going to harshly gash you right now. So I'm just going to oh wait, I forgot to tap on it. Isn't this amazing? I love ASMR. So I'm just going to harshly gash you right now. Feel how heavy this is. Look at this. It just hits, it falls on its own. So I'm just going to screw this on tighter so I have better aim. I don't want it to just hit you in a place I didn't intend it to. I'm not a monster. So I'm just going to 1, 2, actually not the frontal, not the prefrontal lobe. You see, that's where you see. I want you to fully understand what is going, actually no, my mistake. The part that you see people through is the occipital lobe. The prefrontal lobe is where you process language. 3. So perfect. You look absolutely damaged. So I'm just going to now perform a very intricate, let's say, form of relaxation that involves several upon several paper cuts. Now, I know your hands are tied behind your back, so I can't aim for the fingers, but I'm just going to instead aim for your lips and little sensitive parts all around your face. So I'm just going to be sort of slashing lines across your lips. That should be very, very electrifyingly painful, but that serves my purposes. So I'm just going to just keep still. I'm sorry, the joke is getting old. I know the joke is getting old. Here, just don't move. I kid. So I'm just going to be lining up your lines, lips. I'm not a beauty artist, so I'm just going to keep still. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I'll continue with that later. What was that? Oh, you see, I guess you just didn't recognize when I removed the tape from your mouth after the gash I gave you on your head, silly bobini. You see, I removed the tape soon after I gave you a gash on the head. You just don't remember it because you're damaged. So now I'm just going to say here, just if you like something to drink, I know you're really thirsty, you can just drink this really nice, chill lemonade. It might burn, but you haven't drunk anything in a couple of days, so I can imagine you're a little parched, especially after being in a really hot warehouse with all of these beautiful false flowers leaning around. So would you care for a drink? Just hear that nice chill. Here, my treat. Just take a little sip right there. Yes, yes, just drink it up, drink it up. I know you want some. It is so tasty. It was made, handmade. Just kidding, it's Kool-Aid. Great. Now that you've had a little bit. No, it's okay, I don't want any myself. Germs, and also I poisoned it. Don't worry, don't worry. It's a very old form. Like, I used very old cyanide, so that way it just induced vomiting and sweating and feverish symptoms. It might not kill you. It might though. But it's not guaranteed, and if it does, it's a very slow death that eats your organs very slowly. My only intention in this process is to make sure you suffer for as long as possible. So, I mean, when you're staying up until like 3 in the morning, is that process not already suffering? You know, this is just a process you have to suffer through in order to get a good night's sleep. So, I'm just going to start up with my next one. Let's see, I really want to aim for 10 because I'm a perfectionist. People have always called me a very even person. So we did shooting, we did stabbing, we did the blunt object, we did the paper cuts, we did the poison, we did what else is there? Oh yes. I'm gonna need you to just keep your eyes wide open. In fact, let me just make sure that you're here. I'm just gonna use these matches here. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna be using these later on too. I'm just gonna break these matches to just keep your eyes wide open. There we go. Yes. Keep your eyes open. Don't close them. And right now, I'm just going to engage in a little bit of messed up torture. There we go. So, I'm not going to blind you. I'm just going to insert a needle through your pupil. You see, the pupil is actually an area that you can insert something into. It's just, it's not advisable because 9 out of 10 optometrists don't suggest putting anything in your eyes that are sharp and needle-like. So I'm just going to gently stab your eyes right now. So I'm just going to, let's just circulate it a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Trying to go as gentle as possible. There we go. Now for the other eye, you see I'm a very even person, so I like doing things evenly. So I'm just going to, there we go. Okay, and one more loop-de-loop. Boom. Perfect. So now I'm just going to gently and gingerly and tenderly and cozily use my Martha Stewart knife once again and saw off your arms. So I would use an automatic chainsaw, but I like putting a little more of myself into this process. Using a chainsaw is a little too quick, and it's not like I'm actually putting in effort. It's more so that the chainsaw is doing the effort for me. So instead I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to gently and gingerly slice your arms off. You're not going to be needing it after this, sweetie. Okay? Sometimes difficult when you get around the bone. I'm just gonna loop-de-loop here. You can keep the bone there just because I don't want the bone, but I'm just going to keep going for all the flesh, if you will. So I'm just gonna cut around the bone. There we go, and then right behind it too. Perfect. You look like, actually, you know something? That sounds a little more cannibalistic than I want it to sound. And frankly, even though I have a thorough knowledge of murders and I like getting creative, cannibalism is still a big no-no. That is frowned upon and it is gross. So, I'm vegetarian. So, I'm just going to work on the next arm here. So I'm just going to make sure that this is very nicely. How are you feeling? Good? No? That's a shame. Potatoes and molasses. Put on your glasses, potatoes and molasses. Have you watched Over the Garden Wall? No? That's a shame. Life isn't complete without watching that show. It's truly a great show. You see, you didn't even notice me sawing off your left arm. So, that is a 6, 7, correct. Because it was shooting, stabbing, paper cuts, blunt object, needle. No, it's 6. Alright, don't worry. I'm just going to quickly, have you heard of waterboarding? Yeah? Well, I'm not going to do that to you. Only because I don't want you to drink any water for a while. Instead, I'm just going to suffocate you real quick. You see this pillow right here? This pillow is a comfy pillow. I'm not going to completely suffocate you. I'm just going to, let's leave that. You know something, now that I think of it, I actually like the idea of completely suffocating you, so there's more like going on, so it makes me really feel enriched. So instead, I'm just going to burn you real quick. Let's take out the matches, cause the matches are fun. I'm just going to drop it. I'm going to set your clothes on fire right now. And it's going to work, because you are flammable. Why would you be flammable if you don't wanna be set on fire? Yes, this is my song, I'm such a liar, because I'm making it up as I go. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. How do you feel? Oh, I almost drank the Kool-Aid. Jim Jones. Now, that is number 7. Have you ever heard of the movie, I believe it was Casino, the head-crushing thing? Yeah. The one that Joe Pesci gets a little too carried away with. Call me Robert De Niro, because I don't get carried away with anything. I'm just gonna crush your head in this apparatus I have around you. See this little screwdriver right here? I'm just going to quickly keep turning it and turning it and turning it until you no longer feel all right in the head, let's say. So I'm just going to quickly just keep turning this dial. Your head should feel like it's being crushed like this. So I'm just gonna keep quickly turning it and turning it and turning it. You tell me when to stop. Never mind. You want me to stop immediately? Such poor judgment. Honestly, I thought you had better judgment than that. I thought you were wise beyond your years. But clearly you're not, because you wandered into this state. So, just a little more. I feel like your eyes haven't really popped out as much as I want it to be puffed out, so I'm just gonna there we go. That goes 7, I believe. No. Shooting, I sometimes lose track with these murders. Honestly, it gets kind of exhausting. Shooting, stabbing, burning, paper cuts, arms cut off, poison, needle, head crushed. Ah, yes. We're coming to the final countdown, as I like to say. So I'm just going to ask you to just open up your mouth. If you don't open up your mouth, I will be taking out my Martha Stewart knife and making a new mouth for you. So open up your mouth. Thank you. I'm just going to ask you to swallow this needle. There we go. I'm just going to boop it right in there. I'm just going to boop right in there. You spit it out. That's rude, okay? for that, I'm just going to pick it right up again, wasting a little bit of energy. I'm going to re-stab you. There we go. Now learn your lesson and swallow the damn needle. So I'm just going to just poop it in. Boop. Oh. Swallow, swallow, swallow it. Open up your mouth. Raise your tongue. Perfect. Now for the final trigger, let's say. I'm going to suffocate you gingerly. So I'm just going to, there we go. Just going to stay still. Go. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, my little baby. Learn your lesson. Don't you dare come over to mess with me. I will kill you in your sleep, and you will not wake up. Because if you come over here, I will make sure you're dead.